Victoria's famed Golden City, Ballarat, a part of the national network of ABC television. Victoria's famed Golden City, Ballarat, a part of the national network of ABC television.
Okay, good. Now, are we having sound today? I think we are. Yes, looks like the meters are working on the monitor, and yeah, and here we go. Yes, great. Okay. Hello everyone and welcome. So today I'm just going to bring this down a bit. Is that the right one? No. There we go. And yes, so I've decided to work on the RF-7270, which is that radio cassette that is allegedly the first one ever made, or just got a whiff of the smell of it. I'm really going to have to do something about that smell. Anyway, yes, so I've discovered a few things about it in the last half an hour or so, and because I've been working on a Grundig 9097, can't remember. No, looked it up so many times and figured out a few things on that. I blew up a valve, not intentionally, not with any malpractice or anything like that, but I did manage to blow it up nonetheless, and because I was just playing it and it started to make a really buzzing noise and crackle in one channel, and then it just went pop. Very exciting. Never had a valve do that before. And there's I just can't get the oscillator work on the FM side of things. It does occasionally work on AM perfectly, but the FM needs a new valve, and our valve bank manager is away for a couple of weeks. Thanks to Pete, I went down to Melbourne. It happened on Friday afternoon, and and I had to go down, well, I didn't have to go down for dinner, but I went down for dinner yesterday, down to Melbourne, and I just want to see if I can get it in a position where I can do this. That is the one. Okay. So I went down, and fortunately Pete had two of them, and I put that in, and it's working better than it was, but it's still not, still no oscillator. And in the stereo decoder, the valve in that was sitting in sort of broken plastic, and the valve socket had disintegrated. Even though I recapped that and I was trying not to touch it at all, it still disintegrated. Yeah, so I've got another valve for that. Right, so this is one of the speaker wires, and I think this one is the speaker wires as well. So we'll plug this in to the speaker, if we can get this to connect properly. I don't want to strip any more wire back on these if possible. So it's a very tiny amount of wire. Okay, now I've moved everything around, as I think I showed you last week, and so I keep on reaching for things which have been moved. So, and I need to get under here to turn this on, which is far better than reaching around the back of it. I'll put a switch up there at some stage. Is that one? No. Well, that's interesting. Oh, there we go. Okay. So did I plug the other one in? Yeah, I did. Okay. So, if we can get this to work satisfactory, so on 2.5 volts, no, I don't think that's going to be enough. So, bring that up to 5.9, 6 volts this thing. So over current. Is 6.1, and yeah, so okay, 5.9, enter. Now that's better. Okay, sometimes it doesn't take that particular interface. The other one seems to be all right, but this one, it's about 12 months later, the other one, so obviously sorted that out. Now, I think this is, yeah, positive earth, so we'll do that, and try this. Nothing. So we've got that noise. Now, we should be able to just earth it. Put that onto earth. Now, I just can't remember where I connected it up the other time. So that is going, someone's going into that coil down there. and no power there. So that goes across to that one, and this one is blocked off, as is that one. So they must have done, I don't know what they did. Can't remember what they did. But I had the power connected up here. So this one. So we'll do this one and getting crackles out of it, but maybe that is it there. So that black wire. Yeah, we can try this one. So it was sort of working, if I remember correctly. Still no input. Odd. So we've got that. So this is a AM FM switch. And then we've got tape. So we're getting that noise. I can hear some hiss. So the amplifier is working. But it's not very loud. Okay, so we'll try our signal generator, and that, yeah, it's definitely making noise, isn't it? So we'll turn it down. That's the volume at that end. So it's on 10.7, so we should be getting a signal through on FM. We're not. Some sort of earth loop, haven't we? So, where's my capacitor? Put it through the capacitor, that's safer. Where did I have? I just had it here 5 minutes ago. And where's it gone? that up. So where is this? And we can put this onto here. We're just not earthing, are we? So we want frequency range 10.7. We're on producing a signal. Okay, I'm going to go and get the case. It just seems like we're not getting power in the right place. Actually, is it a negative or positive earth? No. Oops, hang on. It's not right. That should be blasting through. I can't. The problem is this doesn't say whether it's positive or negative earth. No positives on anything. Polarity selected there. Okay, so battery got positive going into pin 1 of that. Pin 2 I should say, then out. So it is positive earth by the looks of it. Negative, yeah. So negative. Okay. So right, let's check continuity. So that's outside. And so negative, so our positive is the center pin on the, so that, yeah, so that is the center pin. And that wire is connected. And don't understand this wire here. It's just a red wire which loops across to this terminal. And this one okay. So that is our earth on that one. Okay. So yeah, it's not very clear how this is wired up. Okay, so we're back to that. And that should be 10.7 megahertz. Don't understand why the earth loop on this. This has always been a very strange one because of the cradle and this massive grate. So where's this one pointing? No. Yeah. So we've got this massive grate connector down the bottom here, and that connects into the car cradle. And that one. So we've got this. I didn't even notice that before. We've got a control down here, volume control or something. That might be, no, that's the recording level. That's all right. So nothing there. Okay, so let's go to 455. Yep. Okay. So we should be getting 455. Still sounds to me like the power isn't connected up properly. Now I was going to look for a barrel jack, wasn't I? I did have some here. Don't think this one was going to work. The center is too small. Yep. And I did find another couple. I was cleaning up. Have some in here. This container is absolutely ancient. This is when I first started mucking around with things, and it's got all sorts of knickknacks in it. And that looks promising, actually. Should turn that off, shouldn't I, first? Yes, so that plugs into there. Not particularly well, but well, it goes in fully, so okay. So definitely getting power through. Try the other way. Of course, this is going to be very awkward to work on it. Still got the buzz. Okay. And we're drawing 0.012 amps and 0.07 watts. Yeah. Yeah, if I don't hold those apart, they're going to touch, aren't they? But it is a bit of a proof of concept there. So we're definitely okay. So we can get rid of that. Yeah, this has got all sorts of, well, maybe this one doesn't. The other one of these containers has parts from my original cassette recorder back in 1972. That's not getting us very far with this though, is it? Okay, I'll go and get the cabinet and have a look at the controls on it. So the center two are FM and clockwise, fully clockwise is AM, and fully anti-clockwise is the tape. And I'll put these back in here. So that's AM, and we should be getting, where's the antenna? Down here, isn't it? No, it's still not connected up properly. Alright, we'll turn it off for a second. And that is definitely not touching anything there. Or it might be actually. I wonder if that has shifted or something. Right. Still doing it. No. Yeah, I don't know. Modulation's on. It's on FM, 400, and maximum output. So we should at least be getting the FM carrier. Or the AM carrier. Me no understandy. All right, I'm going to see if the tape That's interesting. I'm going to see if the tape player does anything. If I can get the mechanism to operate. No. So we're not getting power into it properly. Ooh. Okay. Right. So if we turn this down, our FM is back. Okay. So maybe it's the switch on the something or other. Something was not connecting properly, or not touching or something. Right. So but when it's still not getting 10.7. Did hear it briefly for a second there. Don't know, but we'll try connecting the aerial up to it. I can hear it basically, but it's not coming through. It's going to touch the can. Right, so we have an aerial. Okay, so we have liftoff. Now I don't know quite what I did then. It was just, must be something touching somewhere. Right.
Diesel heater installs, bike racks, 12-volt systems, trailer and horse float repairs. And we're your local agents for Dometic and Thetford fridges. We are also your preferred insurance repairer, so come in for a free quote today. Trust your local team who know caravans inside and out. Ballarat City Caravan.
Love Craft Alive. Book your ticket now. Craft Alive Ballarat runs 12 to 14 March at Ballarat Showgrounds. Craft supplies, machines and equipment, plus get hands-on with experts. Try bag making, fabric painting, embroidery, inspiring papercraft classes, cry-cut, knitting and crochet. If you love quilting, sewing, card making, scrapbooking or just getting creative, you'll love Craft Alive. Craft Alive Ballarat runs 12 to 14 March at Ballarat Showgrounds, Mount Rowan. Buy a ticket now at craftalive.com.au.
Get your build on a
We got new showgrounds here or something.
is is rolling forward with a brand new fleet, servicing a wider area with faster turnarounds. Inside the shed is a new flashing folder and Ballarat-only automated splitter, state-of-the-art and built for accuracy. Metrol is first in fencing and BlueScope Colorbond steel roofing and rainwater products. Proudly local and with better service, better advice, better building solutions. Talk to Metrol Ballarat, 20 Wiltshire Lane, Delacoe.
At Choices Flooring, we know choosing the right floral window furnishings can be overwhelming. That's why for over 60 years, we've been more than just a retailer. We're your partner in making the right choice. From stunning carpets and sleek timber to stylish blinds and shutters, we combine personalised service with state-of-the-art technology to bring your vision to life. See your local showroom or visit choicesflooring.com. Choices Flooring, helping you make the right choice. Choices Flooring, 8 Humphrey Street South, Bakery Hill.
Hi, I'm David Franzo, your local funeral director at Simplicity Funerals, and I'm here to help and support you during life's most difficult time.
Okay, right. So let's get cracking on recapping it. I don't know whether to start on the radio section or the... That's odd. There's just two wires sticking up which have been soldered together. I think I'll do the amplifier section first. Do this big cap. And what E value is that? There's something loose or something in here, something touching. Which it shouldn't be. Okay, that looks like a 470 at 10. Okay, so we have liftoff. I knew it was something not that difficult. Had to be, so I had it working, and then as you saw last week, or the week before maybe, it just refused to work. So I've just studied the schematic, and yeah, that's odd too. There's a couple of couple of bare wires sort of sticking out here, and this has never been opened, and that hasn't been touched down there. So right, okay, so what is it, a 470 at 10 volts or something? Yeah. May as well recap it completely. So it is unique, and it is quite rare in Australia, at least. Never seen another one, never seen another one advertised or anything like that. And I do have all the microphones and all the accessories for it. The only thing I don't have is the actual original box. Right, yeah, so we'll do the 470. Now, we turn this over. It's not turned on or plugged in. Now, we're going to encounter lots of horrible wires in the way. No, well, yes, but yeah, but no, but so that seems to connect along here somewhere. I'll just do one cap at a time. Geez, that's a bit crude, isn't it? Got the whole leads not chopped off. Okay, a 470 at 10 volts. Okay, 470 at 16 volts. Hello everyone and welcome to this. I'm not doing the Revox today because it's just too big to get up on the bench. I have to work on it in the kitchen. And it needs to be sort of moved around all the time and plugged in and everything like that. What are we looking at? This will do. Got to get this up. And where's my... Okay, here we go. So we've got, I'm finishing this up as quickly as possible. Just squirting it out the side here. So it's not coming out the tip. And it's super messy. Snap, crackle and pop everywhere. That's the problem with doing these. There's bodge wires everywhere. There's wiring everywhere. Come on, heat up. Here we go. Finally. Come on. There we go. Chop those off, and then we won't have the same problems. Just getting them out. And that flicked up in the air. Good. And we should be able to just drop this out. That one's coming out. And we're out, and that's filled up with solder again. The hole at least, yeah, there we go. Okay. And probably doesn't need a total recap, but yeah, bit of a difference in size there. This is a 10 volt and this is a 16 volt. A lot of these are waxed in too, which is going to make it a bit tricky. I finished the Lenco amp receiver, or whatever you like to call the receiver, and he was most happy with that. The dial lamps had all blown in it, so I replaced them with amber LEDs. As I asked him which colour he would like, and he said amber, and yeah, it came up really well. There will be a photograph up on my website, what I do with those. Here we go. So we can just do these, and we'll test it again. We'll just do one thing at a time. And that, and that's not, actually I can see why we might not have been doing properly. We've got, we have this floating around, and that was probably shorting something. So that, yeah. Let's see if I can get in any closer. I don't think I can. No. Yeah. They're great for close-ups, these cameras, but they're not particularly good at doing close-ups where they're mounted. And I have to mount them up there to keep them away from my head. I'll just try this camera. I can bring this up a little bit. And bring this right in. Yeah, this is the big camera. It's a bit awkward to manoeuvre. So it's up on the shelf. We'll try that. No? So we should be on camera 3. Why aren't the cameras changing? Preview on that one. We've got a preview there. That's odd. I can see it on the little preview display, but it's not showing up on the main preview. Anyway, I'll have to just put up with this. Why is that not doing what it's supposed to be doing? Yeah, this is crazy. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 3. Is that it? Ah, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to reinstall that software. It's not behaving itself. Yeah. So yeah, we've got this little thing down here, and that was down inside here. I just noticed that. So fingers crossed we can get some sound out of it. And of course nothing. Absolutely nothing. That seems to be an earth or something. I'll turn it off. And where does that actually... So that connects up to that. But that is actually not connected to anything there. Oh, I know. No. So it's making a noise like it's turning on, but it's not doing anything. And all I've done is change that cap. So this must have been, it's not, there's no contacts on the bottom of that where it, well, actually I wonder if this just goes to earth maybe.
It's a Victoria.
Yep. Yep, okay. So this just goes to earth and it earths this board, but right. Okay. So I'll get a clip lead. So that was probably the problem all along. It wasn't earthed.
Leading the way with three majors for the Pies. Still to come, West Coast is home to Port Adelaide. The Aussies are 2 for 1.
Oh God, has the football season started again? Proper. Been hearing lots of stuff all.
Well, in Vegas with the Bulldogs, leading Queensland Cup.
At gmail.com. Good News Radio 103.9 FM, a voice of hope.
I was like, what you know about Hilltop Woods and
Thousands of Australians with loved ones in the Middle East. The days ahead are going to be difficult. They are uncertain. We are deeply concerned, and my government's priority remains the safety of Australians in the region.
Travellers whose plans have been disrupted by the conflict are discovering their insurance does not cover them. The Insurance Council of Australia's Sophie Johnson says that most travel policies do not cover losses arising from acts of war or armed conflict.
If people are looking for advice, they should contact their travel insurer or check their product disclosure statement attached to their insurance policy.
The federal opposition has joined the government in backing the US strikes on Iran. Shadow Foreign Affairs Minister Ted O'Brien says the US was seeking to prevent Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons and from threatening global security.
There is no doubt that any strikes, any military conflict comes with...
This guy, this couple of these news readers on the ABC are well past their use-by date. And they should have retired. I think they're just working because they can, but they're not. They're stumbling over their words and mispronouncing things, and when they shouldn't. And
Iran from continuing to threaten decency. They have a serious promise not participate in these strikes. We are in contact with our international partners. We do not want to see
so this is a pretty good radio.
Advisories for several countries across the Middle East. Spokesperson Sophie Johnston
Okay.
says even travellers not destined for the region should seek advice.
Right, so turn it off for now. Next couple of caps, I'm more confident now in what I'm doing. So yeah, we can start up here and work our way through. Now, these are all waxed or glued together. Problem is with this, because it was designed for use in the car, yeah, all these, everything's sort of waxed together to stop vibration. Never be used in a car again in anger. So, what's this one? It is come on, cut that glue out, and that is a 47 at 6.3. Quite high values for one of these radios, actually. 47 at 6.3. But I'm surprised they're not higher voltages. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm not surprised about that. Okay. Go around the other way. I think. There we go. And focus again. Where was it? Lost it. Oh, it was down here, wasn't it? Okay. So we're doing this one, and it goes across those two by the looks of it. Got to get out of the habit of using those ones before I buy some new ones. Yeah. So I've ordered a couple of pairs of these, and there we go. I haven't got my glasses on. Yeah, the Pros Kit ones from Ultronics, and they've lasted really well, but they didn't actually have any in stock when I ordered them online. So let's move this out of the way. I'm finding that doing this on this sort of thing means that you don't lift the tracks. Come on. You've got plenty of flux on you. Out, yep. This is not easy. There we go. So I'm trying to keep my head out of the way. I don't know whether I'm succeeding or not. Right. Right, so we are negative up. I've no idea why that computer loses the connection to the... That's not it, is it? There's no... Here we go. And another slight problem is you just can't see what you're soldering because of the reflections. Right. And the board is so filthy dirt, brown with brown gunk all over it. But I'm sure they just mixed and matched these boards on different things. Although this could, well, maybe not. This is just probably out of a cassette recorder. On the Philips ones, early Philips, and in fact, yeah, I might actually have a look at that at some point, and then the radio is separate. So, well, I mean, it's on a separate circuit board. Yeah. Okay. That's that one done. I'll try it again. Keeping this well out the way. So that comes, actually it can go right out the way, can't it? That actually earths the volume control. And again, nothing. Oh.
Women forced to wear the veil. Enemy of the United States, the Great Satan, and Israel, the Little Satan. In 1981, Khomeini appointed his president of Iran. But he's swearing in his right arm was in a sling, paralysed in an assassination attempt at a prayer service. Khamenei survived and in his inaugural address vowed to defend Iran against deviance, liberalism.
Okay. Now the aerial's not in the right position for this station, but it'll do for this. Okay, so let's do this little one here. If we can see what value it is. And it is a is that a 220? No, it's a 33 at 25 volts. Okay, 33 at 25. Let's see if we've got anything like that. Pretty sure I've got plenty of 33s. Um, 25 volts. Yeah. 330. Yeah. Don't use that many 33s, but a bit of an unusual value for transistor radios. Yeah, thanks, Edward. It wasn't that at all. It was the earthing. That loose earth wire. Figured that out. Yeah, I haven't shown you the schematic on this that I'm working from. I'll go across, and that is, go to camera 1. Yeah. So, we're working off of this thing, and the writing on it is absolutely tiny. And you can see all the car connections up. Where am I going with my hand? Yeah. So that's all the car connections. It's a bit odd pointing at that because there's a half a second delay, and I'm looking at the screen, and yeah. Okay. So we were doing the 33, weren't we? Okay. So I'll go back to this one, and it's down in here. So it's this one down here. And the negative points that way. And is that big blob? Yeah. Oops. Still switched on, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. It actually worked for once. So that blue wire connects up into there. Okay. Clean those up. And where did I put the solder stuff? Solder wick, here we go. to open the new one for that. Soon. Good. And here we go. So 33 at 25 volts. And this was 33 at 25, wasn't it? Yeah. Odd. And where is... I'm gonna have to do something about this. And how to get wrapped around this 5 times. Yeah, I had to pull it right out when I was doing the amplifier. And why is that? Oh. And it's hooked around there now. Right, so we shouldn't get ourselves tangled up quite so much. Move this lead from the oscilloscope I was using earlier on that Grundig radio. And we'll go back to soldering this. They seem to be very close together. In fact, yeah, they're very close together. I have to put some solder on that. How are we going to do this? Need enough on one of them to keep the wire on. Maybe that's why the wire was stripped back too far and sort of hanging off. And that is at a jaunty angle, but I'm not going to touch it. Come on. That's it. No. Yep, we are touching. I think. Yeah. No. I think it's very hard to tell. They're so close together. I guess. Definitely touching. Where's the screwdriver? Just put the screwdriver down and I can't find it. There it is. So we'll have to we'll try that. That's better. Or is it? Yeah. It touches sometimes, but is that? I don't know. That's really odd. Yeah, no, it's definitely touching. Definitely bridged across. No, I'm going to have to take it out and just wait for it to cool down for a couple of seconds. Yeah, that's way bridged across there. Let's get this onto it. Actually, that is bridged across. How? Well, maybe it's that hole. No, I put it in the wrong hole. Now they're so close together. There's one hole for the wire which wasn't in there anyway, and there was another. Yeah, it's about 1/2 millimeter apart. And we'll try this, and this time we'll put the wire through the hole where it's supposed to be. Get it in there. No. No, I see why she soldered it there. That's all right. Almost need a microscope for this. Okay. Right. So okay. Yeah, it's about 1/2 millimeter gap between the two conductors, or two traces on it. Not particularly, but I guess that's what working with one of these very early designs is all about, isn't it? So we'll just check there's no shorts there. No. Good. All good. Okay, let's try it again. And of course, nothing again. Oh, okay. We do have that is ridiculous. Why isn't it working now? I'm getting the thump of the switch, but no volume out of it. Oh, this has come off, that's why.
do this?
I believe anyone can help Iranian people if they are right people. We trust more to US military than the Iranian regime because they killed more than 32,000. This is more than 50,000. We believe that over 2 nights of
Okay. Right. Let's move on. And we'll next do this one. We'll do this one next, I should say. And that is a 33 at 25 again. Hoping that board isn't full of 33s because I've only got a couple of 33s left. Yeah. Okay. Right. Now our negative goes that way towards the laptop. And it's going to be those two, looks like it. And there, minusculely close as well. So I think we'll just take this wire off before we do anything else. So otherwise we'll melt it. That's out the way. Yeah, that's definitely it. Got horrible flux on my finger. Doesn't matter. Come off. So much. Where is that? That is that. So that's that one, yep. Okay. So is there. It's up to that, and take these two leads off and put the wire back. Good. And with any luck, it'll work. No. What's wrong now? Oh, there we go.
The dictator Khamenei in the heart of Tehran. For 3.5 decades, this cruel dictator who terrorized the world with the scorn of his people and who worked...
Yeah. The Americans sending them the scripts for that. I know he wasn't particularly nice, but yeah, won't get into that. Right. So I'm going to do this section of the board down here tonight, and I'll call it quits after this if we can get that far, because these are all glued together and they're pretty hard to extract because it's very, very tight. Don't know whether we can. It's stopping. Don't know whether you can see how densely that's packed into there. Where are we? Yeah, down here. It would help if I've got put my glasses on. Yeah. So down in here, yeah, it's really densely packed. I have finished the Sony 552 and I was about to put it back together again, and the cassette motor is running super slow. So I've got to work out what's wrong there. Okay, so we'll do this one down in here. And we've got a whole bunch of glue on top of that. There's that brown, horrible stuff which eats everything. So that's switched on still. No, it's not switched on, but it's making noises. Just the same. And this looks like a 3325 again. Or is it a 22? No, it's a 33. Or is it a 22? I can't tell. Where's my magnifying glass? Got to get one of the couple of those little tiny small magnifying glasses like Big Clive uses. This is just too big. And I can read it, but it's the angle and down in behind. I can't really. Looks like a 33 again. Yeah, that's a 33. Why do the connections on these never work? Yeah. Okay, so that is across there and 2 down. And it's buried in wires. We'll leave that one. So I'm going to have to. Alright, we'll start at this end. So we've got one here. That's another 47. Yeah, I just can't get to the other ones easily. I'll have to do those off camera. And this is going to be able to, maybe I'll put that up there. And that capacitor can go out the way. And there's the wire I've just soldered. So it's going to be around there somewhere. Just okay, so let's just wiggle it and see. No, no. Yeah, that is it. It got very hot very quickly then. Maybe not that one. So it's definitely that one. And of course you can't see it. And there's flux on that, yep. Right. Ooh, that is really hot. And got a negative pointing up. So maybe it's this one down here. No. This one? No. Could be this one. Yeah. Okay. Found it. Not easy to do. Trying to melt. It's just. Right, and. Come on. Why aren't you clearing off? Okay. Ooh, okay. So it's glued in and not easily done. Good, it's released it. Please release me, let me go. And my pliers. Yeah, last time I went into J-Car during the week, they were selling tents and camping gear. So they have really lost the plot. I know they have to make a profit, but I'll just try and fish this out without burning the wires. Don't move. Come on. Aren't you coming out? It's definitely that piece there, isn't it? Why isn't that one? It's been cut off with a hook on the end of it. Okay. The other one is loose. Maybe we won't get all these done today. Is that actually it? I don't think it's it. It's definitely getting hot when I put the soldering iron on it. In fact, it's getting very hot. that right? So that one is there. Maybe it's the one below. Maybe that's not it. Why is it getting hot if it's not it? Try taking this off anyway. I'm going to change this one in a moment. Perhaps I'm trying to do the wrong one. Yep. Well, why is that one getting hot when I put the soldering iron on it? Yep. This must be awfully boring to watch. I'll try and do something more interesting next time. But this has been sitting around for weeks and months, and it was sitting around for years before I actually started it. That's okay. Hooray, finally. Got it. 47 at 6.3. And 47 at 16 will do us. And I think it was this way. Soon find out, I guess. That's not blocked, is it? Sorry if my head's in the way. Is that not there? Is that there? That's too far down. It's going to be up there. That's it. Watch those transistors too. Right. Now I'll put this back on. Down here. Okay. And we'll see if this works. Okay. Of course not. Oh, it's turned itself off.
Port has sustained damage with 4 people reportedly injured. The UAE has suspended all flights until further notice and airlines have halted their Middle East operations. Sirens are continuing to blare throughout Israel as the country's missile defence system is put to the test. Local officials say 1 woman has died of her injuries after a strike in Tel Aviv. And posting to social media, US President Donald Trump issued a harsh warning to Iran, saying Iran just stated that they're going to hit very hard today, harder than they've ever hit before. They better not do that, because if they do, we'll hit them with a force that's never been seen before. So Iran's supreme leader...
Okay. Boys and their toys. Okay. I'm so glad I'm over the age where I have to go into the army or the Air Force or whatever. Okay. What do we do next? Let's do this one. Then we can do the other one next to it on the bottom of the board. Bodge. So we've got at least 2, 3 caps on the bottom of this board, bodged across things. 1, 2, 3, and a couple of other bigger caps up there, green cap there, resistor there. Yeah, it's not a pretty board. Okay, sorry about my hand being in the way then. Yeah, so let's have a sip of my drink. Okay. That one, yeah. So let's go to camera 2. And I'll probably, yeah. So the next one will be this one down here. I think it's probably one of these 2. So we might... It's not that far in. Ugh. No, it's not there because it's too low. It could be those 2. No. It's near where we were before. That's it there. And so it might be this one. Yep. So it's those two. And really going through this solder wick last couple of radios. And we'll put some flux on. Come on. Problem is, it's just flowing down from along the trace. So that one is clear. And that one is clear now. So that should come out. And of course it's glued in like anything. Ooh, that is really red hot. Try not to cut the wires. And out you come. It no want to come out. There we go. So negative that way, and it is another 33 at 25, and I think that is my last 33 at 25. I mean, it's not, but of this particular shape, it is. Where was that then? I've just lost the holes. Oh, it's down here, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Just looking at the wrong cap. Folks are done where I come from. And again, these are about 1/4 of a millimetre apart. Good. Right. We'll try it, and then we'll do this one, whatever it is. It's bodge cap. It's a 0.5 10 volts. Okay. I think I've got some of those. 0.47s anyway.
In the morning hour in Tel Aviv, and that's where our Middle East correspondent Matthew Doran joins us.
Right. Oh, the radio stations and media, I should say, in general, just love these sort of wars, don't they? They go berserk. 0.47. Did have some. I had a lot of them, didn't I? Where did I put them? That's 4.7. I did have some 4.7s. They're transistors, they're switches. Don't tell me. At, oh no, they're 0.22s I ordered. Yeah. So I've got to order 0.47s and 33s. Write that down before I forget again. UF at 50 volts and 33 UF at was it 25 volts, wasn't it? Probably doesn't need changing anyway, but you know, in something that's damn near as 70 years old, hard to imagine. 60 years old, I should say. Hard to imagine it 60 years old, isn't it? Okay. So, how many people are tuned in? Not, yeah. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. These are going to take quite a while to get in and out. Actually, maybe not, but if there's a 33 in there, I know there's a 33 there, but if there's a couple of 33s in there, we won't be able to do it. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching till the end. and thank you for subscribing and liking and being a member of the Buy Me a Coffee and the Patreon, and I shall see you next time. Thanks very much for putting up with my very slow progress on this radio cassette, but it's in such a unique sort of thing, and it's, yeah. Okay, right, thank you very much. I'm heading off now, so, oh, someone's just joined in. Sorry about that. You can watch from the beginning. Okay, bye.